Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
No one's live yet, so you can't just say assalamu alaikum to no one.
It's to the people who watch in the future. I'm saying it to you guys. So
Okay, to people. This is gonna be a 30-minute live, so we're gonna get off at 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Bridget, Salami,
Hi. Hi,
Trilogy,
guys.
Sister Zainab, Walaikum Assalam. Happy to have you as moderator. Skylar, if you're able to help us as well, that would be appreciated. Because I've seen you repeatedly here as well. Hi, Sierra. Moderators, if you guys see people who are like spamming or saying something disrespectful or inappropriate, please mute. We don't like doing that, but we also want to create like a safe and comfortable space as well. So, excuse me. Love your videos, love you guys. Alhamdulillah. Hi Malik, hello. Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You guys hear a cat in the background? It's Sierra. She's actually right here. Oh, snap. Baby deep.
Sierra. Okay, guys, this is gonna be a 30-minute live. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, guys. Basically, for those, welcome to the live, guys. We posted a video about the Masa Amini incident that took place, and I think there was a little bit of some people kind of understood the message we were putting across in the video, but I know it's a very sensitive and emotional time for a lot of people after hearing what happened there. But I think there were some misunderstandings with that video as well, so we just wanted to clarify that and just respond to any questions you guys have. If you guys watch the video and you have any concerns or questions or anything, we're happy to respond here.
Yeah, but I think I would take some time to clarify some stuff. That video was not about me. I used myself as an example, and I was the voice of many other Muslim women. Obviously, I can't have a bunch of Muslim women on this, on our platform with me. So I had to obviously use my example because I'm the niqabi and I'm the hijab girl. So I have to use me as an example. And this video wasn't there to undermine what happened with Masa Amini. Her story is extremely tragic and worth spreading awareness for. We should talk about Masa Amini and we should let the world know what happened with Masa Amini, because the sad reality is a lot of people don't know that women get abused in the name of religion in certain countries like that. So we should definitely, spread awareness on this. But at the same time, guys, this outrage and protest created a ripple effect, especially in the West, because in Iran, a lot of people don't have internet access. They can't really, their voices can't reach us, right? So what that's done is the Western media has used what happened with Masa Amini, and now they're using it to abuse women that actually wear hijab. I'm getting DMs from women that have been attacked recently because of their hijab. I'm getting DMs from women that have been attacked in the past, and they've been attacked to the point of hospitalization. And I'm getting DMs from people that are telling me that their sisters and their friends are scared to go outside right now because they're hijabis and their life might be in danger. So you guys see how something creates a ripple effect? We're not trying to take anything away from what happened with Masa. We're just trying to talk about how what happened with her is now creating violence against other women around the world.
And guys,
sorry guys.
There's also people don't highlight the other forms of oppression, and that's why we tried to bring up other points. There are so many Muslim women in situations where a husband or someone is telling them you need to take off your niqab or veil because they want to do a more liberal style or whatnot and not follow what Islam teaches. But that's a form of oppression as well, and no one highlights that. There are incidents even in our neighborhood where women are getting beaten up in front of their kids just for wearing the hijab. And we want to just highlight other forms of oppression, not take away from the incident. I know it's a very emotional and sensitive time, but using ourselves as an example does not mean that video was all about us. It was not all about Mubina. She's just talking about her experiences.
Yeah.
Because people are saying, well, Mubina, you're so privileged and whatnot. But a lot of you guys saying that stuff are not Muslim, or you don't know what it's like to be Muslim, to be honest. Because I've seen the type of harassment that she gets. And guys, the reality is, when someone starts getting harassed, things can snowball. It starts with harassment. You're like, because some people were like, oh, But harassment is not the same as someone losing a life. But harassment can eventually lead to someone losing a life.
Yeah.
It snowballs. It starts with that, and it can get worse. So we can't belittle or minimize harassment and be like, don't even compare the two, because they can relate, and one can lead to the other.
Yes, I am Pakistani. One thing that really makes me sad, and I hope that the people that are commenting on our video that we just posted today, I hope they can come on this live so we can have like a back and forth conversation and really clarify some things, because a lot of people seem to think that I am taking the voice away from women that are actually abused because they're getting forced to wear the hijab. I literally condemn that action. I don't know how many times I've spoken on my channel about the women that are forced to wear hijab. Guys, I am against that 100%. Morality police is not a thing in Islam. There's no such thing as morality police.
I don't even know.
It shouldn't even be a thing. Morality police shouldn't even be a thing. So I have no idea why that even is the case and why people are saying this is part of religion. This is never gonna be part of religion. A lot of you guys asked me questions, and in that video I answered those questions. But people seem to think I made the video about myself. So here's a live. You guys have the platform, you guys have the questions, you can ask me anything you want, and we'll make this live more direct or more catered towards whatever you want to discuss. Because clearly you guys do not like us sharing our perspective and our thoughts.
But there is another side to the perspective though, and we're coming from an Islamic point of view. So I don't know why people don't want to hear our voice or our opinion, and they just want to hear. Like we made a video about it, and yeah, okay, a few minutes was talked about the incident. Others were talked about Muslim women and oppression, but there's only so much we can say on that topic, guys. To talk for 15 minutes, we don't know enough to talk 15 minutes just about that topic. There's other forms of oppression that tie into this topic, like Marina says, that cause a ripple effect that affect women in so many ways. Women being scared to leave their home right now because of this incident. It's of course nothing to do with the woman who's the victim, but it's the brutality that's going over there. It ripples and affects the whole Muslim community.
Yeah.
You guys don't realize that. When I was Christian and some group of Christians did something, it had no effect on my life. I never had to answer for anything. But when I became Muslim, there's a different type of anxiety we have to deal with and live with. We have to think twice about where we go. There's things that you guys don't realize, the kind of anxiety we have to deal with. And whenever an incident happens with an extreme event or someone in power, we always have to be the ones who everyone's like, talk about this event. You guys better talk about Iran. You better talk about this, or else they start like swearing at us. And it's like, I never had to deal with that before.
Yeah. Binska, I really hope that you didn't get from my comments that I was minimizing your struggles. I have trouble articulating sometimes.
No, it's
Binska,
respectful. We understand.
Your comment was actually one of the more respectful ones. So no, it wasn't you. I'm not gonna like pinpoint any comment that did anything, because honestly, I understand that a lot of you guys are coming from a place of emotion, and our channel should be a safe space for anyone to express their opinion, to express their emotion, which is why we barely ever delete comments, because we know sometimes you want to let it out, so it's fine. I mean, there's a video of ours that has so many bad comments, and I can't, like, I want to delete them, but there are just so many that I can't,
Yeah.
So we just leave them. I know you guys want to express yourselves, and I know you guys are emotional, and it's fine. You can be emotional and express yourselves here, but you guys need to understand, we're not against you. We're not against anybody.
We hold like the same opinion on the
We're
oppression
literally
rates.
like on the same side. It's just that we want you guys to see our perspective too, because the media isn't showing you that perspective. So it's our responsibility to show you that perspective. Because here we are, we're trying to break stereotypes, right? We can't break stereotypes if we don't give our perspective.
I'm sorry that this has happened. I have a question, or if it's okay to ask, of course. Do you have any regrets being Muslim, like the hate and everything? Do you ever get sad? Not at all. Like for me personally, maybe I feel like you feel the same way. I don't want to speak for you, but like we're very happy being Muslim. Alhamdulillah.
No, I'm completely content.
Yeah, we follow this for a reason. It's a lifestyle for us. We're very happy. But I can tell you guys, I was on the other side of the fence. A lot of you guys commenting are thoughts that I used to have before. Like there's people commenting on our video, and it's getting a lot of attention and people liking it, where it's saying like all these Muslim countries like treat women so poorly, and it's like, why do so many of you guys think that?
Yeah.
I used to think that too, but the reality is when you're on the inside, like I'm on the inside now. I'm in the Muslim community. I see how the women are treated. The women in the Muslim community, in my view, a lot of them are treated better than women in the West.
Yeah.
So you won't understand unless you're in. If you're on the inside, you see it. but people just don't want to accept it or they don't understand it.
I also want to clarify something. In the video, I talked about me not being as privileged. Obviously, I can never ever even begin to compare myself to women that live in Iran that have to go through a government that actually mandates something like that. When I say I'm not as privileged, I mean in the perspective of you living in USA. I'm not a privileged person. I'm not a privileged person in terms of like compared to people here. I'm not as privileged. I'm not as privileged to the person who might get a job more easily because she doesn't wear a hijab or niqab. That's what I meant when I said I'm not that privileged. I'm also not that privileged where I can just go out and feel safe. I always have to think twice as to whether somebody's gonna come behind me and attack me or something like that. That's when I say I'm not privileged. I'm never gonna compare myself to women that are living in Iran because that's a whole different ballpark. That's not my place to compare.
Perhaps that point needed clarity or people didn't understand, but I think it's pretty obvious that you're not saying that you have, in that certain respect, the same level of freedom.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have that kind of freedom to choose or not. They're
I've said I was privileged to be able to follow my religion many times.
If you guys have watched our channel and you know us, you know that what we said, you know what we stand for on this.
Yeah, like you guys know, because I've spoken this a lot, that I'm very privileged that I had a mother who supported me to wear my niqab and hijab. I was very privileged to be able to follow my religion. There are many women that aren't that privileged.
Someone said,
I agree on the double standards, but why don't Muslims talk about Hindu genocide in many Muslim majority areas from Kashmir and Bangladesh? I have never seen a Muslim leader talk about it. Honestly, guys, here's the thing. Our page is not a political one. The only reason we even brought up this topic is because it directly affects me as a Muslim woman. That's why I spoke about it. I didn't speak about it in a political term. Like if you watch our video, it's mostly Q&A. It's a lot about our perspective on things versus what's actually going on in Iran. So although I am really saddened by the fact that a lot of Hindus are passing away in these countries, I feel really bad about it. The most I would do is I would spread awareness on my Instagram, but I wouldn't make a video on it, mostly because our page is not a political one.
We don't cover every incident, but guys, you have to understand, if Muslims are doing something in the name of Islam against another group, say for example, Muslims are killing Hindus, right?
Yeah.
We're completely against that. We're completely on your side. Guys, there's no favoritism against people just because they're from our religion. There's extremists everywhere, guys. We're not on the side of extremists just because they identify with Islam, guys. They're going against our religion now.
Yeah.
So we side with justice, guys. Whatever is the right thing to do in a situation. So if a Hindu's being harmed, a Christian's being harmed, we're not for that at all, guys. Don't believe what the media says.
Finska, you also can't be expected to be the spokesperson for all Muslims and all
Thank you. Guys, we're from, look, we believe, having a platform, we have a certain responsibility in terms of spreading awareness, but what people don't realize as creators, just because we create videos doesn't mean we're an expert on every topic. And sometimes if you're ignorant on a topic, it's best to stay silent in those circumstances. We should educate ourselves, but we should also be careful with having the responsibility of this platform not to give out incorrect information or to misguide anyone. So we have to be careful and do our research as well. That's why we didn't post right the second the incident happened, where it's we took our time, we read about it, we reflected on it, and then we made a video talking about our experiences and what happened with her as well.
Is the morality police Islamically okay? Actually curious.
I don't even know what.
There's no such thing as morality police in Islam. Morality police,
what is that? I still don't, guys, legit, honestly, I still don't know what it is.
I don't know how you can even measure someone's morality based on how they look. So no. I honestly, when I think of the fact that if Prophet ﷺ was here, he would be so disappointed to see what's going on in some of these Muslim countries that are mistreating their people and their citizens.
Is there anyone you know personally who has had this discrimination happen to them in terms of being forced to wear it or take it off, like hijab?
I've experienced both.
There's a lot of people who reach out to us, guys.
Yeah, I've seen both. There are people in my DMs that reach out to me and they tell me that they're being forced to wear the hijab by their families. And then there are a lot more people that reach out to me and tell me that their families won't let them wear the hijab. Oh. And a lot of them are reverse.
Yes, forced to take it off. Yes, guys. There's people we can't.
Too many.
There's even people we know personally where it's my husband is telling. We're being honest with you guys. This is an issue that I've noticed in the Muslim community as a Muslim. I'm being unbiased here. It doesn't happen in a lot of families, but there are certain families where people are trying to be liberal. They're more about their culture, and certain things like the veil, people are against it. Even Muslims are against it. So they'll be like, oh no, that's cultural, you shouldn't be wearing that, you need to take it off if we're going to stay married, otherwise we're getting divorced. It's a very real problem. So I hear more cases of women being told to take it off than to put it on. I don't personally know anyone who's telling their spouse that they're forcing it to put it on.
Okay,
that
it's not
exists.
like immediate friend or
Yeah.
family. We don't know any immediate friend or family like that, but I have seen DMs. But guys, in my whole career of being on social media, I'm gonna be very, very honest with you. Very honest with you in terms of the ratio. The amount of people that reach out to me and they tell me that they're being forced to remove the hijab are way more than the people that tell me that they're being forced to put it on.
It's not good.
It's insane. Like the difference between the amount of people that I get telling me that they're being forced to take it off is so big. Like I thought I would get way more DMs with people telling me that they're being forced to put it on, you know? Maybe
even you thought that too.
Yeah.
As a non-Muslim before, I thought that that's the case, that like half of the Muslim women are forced to put it on. But there's so many of them, guys. Meet Muslim women. So many of them are like, I love wearing it. I choose to wear it. And
I was surprised by
really?
the amount of like non-Muslims that want to wear the hijab. I didn't even know that.
It should ultimately, guys, as women, it should be your choice to wear it. No one should be forcing you to put it on, or no one should be forcing you to take it off. It should be your choice, and that should be respected.
I have, just because I'm Pakistani, I got called chocolate boy in year 8.
God.
That's horrible. I love all. If y'all want one side of the world and everyone else went the other side, I would go with y'all. It's so sweet.
May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you.
Oh my God.
And all you guys in the chat, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, may God bless you. Ameen. You guys are very sweet. Thank you.
I am from Kashmir, and Muslims are more killed here than Hindus because of political reasons. Some part of our Kashmir is under Pakistan and some under India. So both communities suffer because of it.
She's Kashmiri.
You guys don't know this, but my ancestry, ethnically, I'm Kashmiri. And my ancestors actually, they migrated from Kashmir to Lahore. And they settled there. And then from there, some of them moved to Karachi. And that's where I was born. So the sad part is, like, Kashmir isn't anyone's anymore. It's really sad. I wish they would just leave Kashmir alone. If anything, a lot of the Kashmiris that I know of, me being part of a Kashmiri community, they want to be with Pakistan. But this is just like the perspective that I see. I don't know the other perspective that you guys might have. But as a Kashmiri, I'm telling you that from my community, that's what I've heard.
Yeah, and Tony, you mentioned to talk about Iran. We actually made a video about it. It was shared also from our perspective as well. It's not like a 15-minute video just about Iran, because we also have to share our perspective and the oppression that Muslim women face. Because the honest, sad truth is, guys, a lot of people are coming to our comments. They're very emotional, but I feel like a lot of people are going to move on from this topic, as sad as it is, in like a week or two, and people won't admit it. That's how the news is. There's these tragic events that happen, and then people forget, and they move on to the next topic. But we can't forget oppression, guys. We can't stay silent for the women who are being oppressed. There's so many women in their homes, husbands, people telling them, take your hijab off, or I'm going to kick you out of our home. And then some people could be left homeless or things like that. No one talks about it. No one's aware of it. The media will never cover it. Don't just go off of what the media covers, guys. There's oppression in multiple forms that needs to be addressed. That's why we made the video, to talk about multiple points of view in terms of oppression.
I mean, in Christianity, nuns from all denominations cover as well, and no one questions.
I've never heard, as a Christian before, I was Christian before, I've never heard nuns being questioned. I'm sure some of them might have to deal with some things, but like, I never hear them getting questioned the way Muslim women do. And literally, it's like a head covering, just how they cover their head. So I don't get it.
This is your perspective. People from Kashmir will always say they want to be part of India. Ask anyone from Kashmir.
We're not going to get into a whole political
Guys, it's not a
about
political thing.
not.
I shared my perspective. It doesn't mean that the other perspective isn't valid. I'm pretty sure there are people that want Kashmir to be part of India. Like, for my thing, my individual thing would be like, Kashmir, just leave it alone. Like, let the people in Kashmir be left alone. If they want to be part of India, then let them be part of India. If they want to be part of Pakistan, then let them be part of Pakistan. Enough said.
And include, you guys ask us, people come and spam like Israel-Palestine comments, guys, like on videos that aren't even relevant to that topic. We don't get into politics on our page as much as we try to avoid that. So if you ask us an irrelevant question like that, we're not going to respond. I'm just telling you now.
This is how we flirt in Islam.
Oh my God. Sierra's going crazy right now, guys.
Yeah, she's playing with her little spring toy. But this is how we flirt in Islam. So first, we go in front of the guy that we want to flirt with.
Sierra.
Right?
No.
Not Sierra. Okay, we go in front of the guy we want to flirt with. We look into their eyes. And then we look down and say, Astaghfirullah, we can't flirt in Islam.
Talk to my Baba. Talk to my Baba. We gotta make a video on the courtship, guys. Inshallah,
we
we've
do.
been really delayed on that. We're planning to make a video about Islamic courtship.
Yeah.
So many of you guys are like, how do you fall in love with someone if you don't date them? We want to talk about Islamic courtship.
Oh, someone's like, I thought you were gonna use the cat to show how you flirt.
Sister Zainab, exactly. It's just our view on the topic. You guys can feel free to disagree. Just try to keep it respectful and be respectful.
We don't mind if you
opinions.
disagree with us. In fact, I like reading comments about how you disagree with us because I get to learn way more about things from a different perspective when you give us different perspective, but do it respectfully.
Be respectful.
Like, don't accuse us of being narrow-minded
and talking only about ourselves. We're only sharing the Muslim perspective so the non-Muslims can understand, okay, this is what Muslims have to deal with as well. It's not just something with Masa Amini. Unfortunately, it's something that's a ripple effect that's affecting the whole Muslim community.
Yeah. Someone actually compared this to the Black Lives Matter movement, and I would just like to say something. Okay, the difference between the Black Lives Matter movement and like All Lives Matter movement and this is that the Black Lives Matter movement didn't affect the other side. You get what I'm trying to say?
Like white people weren't like a
the white people weren't affected. You being a white man.
Nothing happened.
But this is affecting all Muslim women. Not only the ones that are forced to cover their head, but it's also affecting the ones that want to cover their heads and being forced to take it off. Okay, it's literally affecting everybody.
And it's tainting the way the religion looks, and like for example, Muslim men are thought of even more as being oppressive and stuff just because a government, a people in power. Guys, governments, people in power don't necessarily represent Islam. There's like all these Muslim countries. There's a lot of things that they do that we don't follow, that we disagree with. Just because they're identified with Islam doesn't mean they follow Islam to a T. Okay.
I would love to see a video about courtship, mostly because you guys get so cute and gooey-eyed.
Gooey!
I think it's mostly him.
I'm the gooey.
He's the gooey-eyed now. Not as much. Maybe I'm just not that expressive.
What is y'all's schedule? I love your stream so much, and especially the Q&As. You should maybe, premiere? You should maybe premiere your streams.
We would love to. I just haven't figured out how to do that yet.
And sometimes, guys, our schedule is very spontaneous.
Yeah.
Like we just came on a live now because we saw the reaction on the video, and there was a lot of positive comments, but a lot of people saying like it did kind of like bother me in the way that people thought we would make the incident about us. With someone's life, someone just lost their life. Why would we spin that and be like, guys, forget that incident. Now let's just talk about us. How insensitive would that be?
That would be very insensitive.
It's just sharing the oppression that Muslim women go through that you guys are not aware of by talking about other points. That's it.
That's the only reason I even mentioned that, because I know the media isn't talking about it. So who is going to talk about it? Obviously, we are going to talk about it because no one else is going to. So it's not to take away from what happened with Masa, because that is a tragic event, guys. Yeah. We should pray for her and her family.
And her family and
like, honestly, I don't even know what we can possibly do. Like, maybe, like, I wish there was a way we could physically help them as well. But, like, for now, just pray for her family. But I do want to share the ripple effect this has had on a lot of Muslim women. And I didn't even know about this until recently. If you guys don't know, we filmed that video 3 times. And the only reason we had to film it so many times is because new information kept coming up. Every single time, new information. So it was very hard to film it in one perspective. It was just way too hard. We couldn't just keep one perspective. There was no way. There's always 2 sides to the story.
Was this video specifically posted today because 9/11 was recent? No.
No.
It wasn't planned.
It has nothing to do with that.
We filmed it. We had an issue with one of the videos was filmed, and we wanted to make it look more presentable for you guys. So it was literally not about timing. It's like we would have uploaded this probably 2 days ago if everything. We had some tech issues as well.
Okay, wait, but what happens if you throw up with the veil on? No hate, sorry, I just don't know what it's called. And thoughts on when COVID, how did you guys wear masks under the veil? So I did not wear a mask under my veil personally, unless I was told to do that. And I would never vomit with my veil on. I would lift it up and vomit.
What if you don't do it in time and it just comes out?
There's no way. There's always enough time for me to lift up the veil and vomit.
Can you speak Hindi or Urdu on live right now? She could.
जी मैं बिल्कुल बोल सकती हूँ. आपने मुझसे क्या बुलवाना है?
It sounds cool.
मैं हिंदी भाषा भी बोल सकती हूँ, उर्दू भी बोल सकती हूँ.
Why can't you
उर्दू ज़बान, हिंदी भाषा, आप लोग क्या बुलवाना चाहते हैं?
Someone asked why we can't own a dog. Guys, we can own a dog under certain circumstances. I know a lot of you guys asked that question. Under certain circumstances, it is permissible to own a dog. So, for example, if you need a service dog, if you're visually impaired and you want to keep it inside, we can own a dog personally if it was kept outside. but we live in Canada where it's very cold in the winter. It wouldn't be humane to keep a dog outside. But if we lived in a warmer place with a nice backyard, it's got food, water, it's taken care of, everything, then 100% guys, we'd own a dog. I love dogs. We love dogs. I've had dogs my entire life. My opinion on them hasn't changed. We view the saliva of the dog, though it is impure. So that's why we can't keep it in our home where we pray, where we need to keep our home like clean and everything.
You are saying that you often see how women are forced to take off their veils, headscarves, but from where I live, the situation is completely different, and it's non-Islamic country even.
It might be.
We never said that that's the only thing.
It's not the only situation.
I literally always mention both sides. I said that most of the women that we personally know, like us directly, like we know them in person, those, most of them are forced to take it off. But there are, like, I've received DMs of women that have been forced to put it on.
Put it on too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a lot.
received.
We've got quite a few DMs as well. But
Yeah.
women saying, "Oh yeah, my mom's forcing me to wear it, or my dad's making me wear it, and I'm not comfortable. I'm not ready yet." That happens too, and you might live in communities where you only experience women who are forced to wear it, or people in Iran might think that this is the norm for everyone, the woman living there. But you have to understand there's so many different places to live in the world, so many different communities, there's different cultures. But ultimately, in Islam, women are not supposed to be forced to put it on and forced to take it off. Just because someone in a culture or society does that, or a government in Iran mandates that, doesn't mean that that's how we're supposed to do it. I live in Iran, okay. I love you guys so much. I owe a lot to you, having taught me a lot. A grateful fan from Australia. Thank you.
So one thing that I do want to clarify, there was someone that actually emailed us not too long ago. They recently emailed us, and they actually told us something, and I think they live in Iran. So
Okay.
this is straight from Iran. I don't know how authentic this is, but they told us that the people that are burning the mosques and the people that are burning these things, they're not actually like the civilians. Is that what you call it? The citizens or the
Yeah.
civilians? It's the police that are disguised as people, as normal people that are doing it, which I found extremely like shocking.
Yeah.
I thought I'm gonna be honest, guys. I'm pretty shocked that that's what's happening. They're saying that the civilians, the women there, are actually living in peace, and both the hijabi women and the non-hijabi women there are living in peace. They're the ones that are protesting are doing it peacefully. None of them have anything against each other, and they're doing it through social media.
Yeah,
The
guys,
ones that do have access to social media, there are a lot of people in Iran that don't have access to social media. So just letting you guys know.
So guys, yeah, we can't take everything that you hear on TV or the media and be like, that's exactly what's going on. Sometimes media clips are distorted as well in certain incidents. I'm not talking about her Masa media in particular, but in media overall.
As a Hindu, just wondering what your thoughts on Hinduism are.
Yeah.
Guys, I have Hindu
We've
friends.
had Hindu friends, guys.
Do you have them too?
I had them when I was younger, like people like, yeah, even a close friend of mine in high school, I think his family was associated with Hindu. They were also Christian as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, did you guys know that my ancestors actually converted from Hinduism? I have a Hinduism past. Yeah, there were a lot of pundits in my ancestry. The one that was like, I think the oldest one, the one that converted, his name was Bud Bhat. It wasn't Bud. It was Bud Bhat. I don't know how to say it, but yeah, he was the first one that converted in our family lineage, and like through him we've been coming down. So yeah, our past has Hinduism, and we have nothing against it. We respect people of all religions, and we want to treat people of all religions in a good way, kindly.
What should I do if my parents don't accept me being Muslim? I'd say it's situation by situation basis. Like my family, if they found out I was Muslim, they were gonna kick me out. That's the honest truth. Some families, though, there are quite a few families that are also open-minded. If you gradually maybe show them that you're taking an interest in Islam, say for example your family's Christian and they like Jesus, peace be upon him, you can try to tie in some similarities between Islam and Christianity so they realize it's not that different, because it really is not that different. It's a difficult situation if your family are not supporting your decision to be Muslim, but try to be patient with them, pray for them, show them how Islam is making you a better person, and maybe inshallah they'll come around. Sierra is playing a lot in the background, guys.
Yeah,
She's like
she's,
ripping
like,
her
going
flowers.
crazy.
We have like this fake flower
She's
pot and she's
going
ripping
crazy.
them.
She's going crazy, my baby.
Did Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, own a cat?
Okay, so none of the hadith or the narrations that narrate that are authentic. So I don't believe that he owns a
Be
cat.
careful.
Oh my God, she's like literally ripping.
Thank
up
you
my-
guys who have donated. We do
Thank you
appreciate
so
that.
much.
Snow Top Husky, shout out to you. Thank you. I converted to Islam and my parents respect, but sometimes in public
Look,
it's
Sierra,
hot.
somebody gave you $1.
My mom pulls it on it, trying to take it off, saying it's too hot. Esther, I'm so sorry you have to deal with that. Maybe try to explain to your mom. You probably have tried to do this, but like continuously try to explain to her that this is not something you can just pull off just because you're hot. It is something that has a lot more symbolism and meaning behind it. It's so hopefully, inshallah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make things easy for you and guide your family and allow them to understand the struggle that you're facing. I mean, can you own a horse? I mean, if we have a farm, sure. If we have a place to keep it. My soul keeps leaving my body when you all replied to me. Also, your dua helped. I was the person with sour throat. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant all of you guys who are sick, shifa, inshallah. I mean, that means like cure for those of you guys who are sick. Hi. Am I the only one that gets so annoyed when people say Muslim and Islam with a Z sound? Yeah, guys, honestly, I don't know why so many people do that. Even I did that before I was Muslim. It's not Muslim, it's not Islam. It's Muslim and Islam. There's an S, it's not a Z. I don't know why everyone pronounces it like that. That's not how you pronounce it.
There was this one time you told me you do it on purpose though.
I was Islamophobic and I was just trolling you to be like, Islam, Muslims, and this and that. But
so
it's like,
annoying.
I you know, it's like there's an S, it's Muslim. I don't know why people can't pronounce that correctly.
Hi again, Medina TV. Hi.
Can you have a cow? Yes, we could. Hey, guys, if we had a farm legit, I'd be having cows, chickens,
I had a cow in
horse.
Pakistan.
I'd have all kinds of animals, goats. I would have that. I'm Christian, but I wanted to thank you for guys for spreading positivity and honesty. I was taught so wrongly about you guys after seeing this channel. I'm glad. Oh, thank you.
Aww.
It's
Thank
okay,
you.
guys. I went through the same mental process too of being wrong about Islam. I had to correct a lot of my thoughts too, and it's not easy to be open-minded. But may God bless you, and may God keep all of our minds open and guide us on the straight path.
So guys, we are gonna hop off the live because this was just a 30-minute live, but it was very nice having you guys on here. We appreciate all of you guys that were able to join us on this live.
Yeah.
And if we said anything that offended you in our other video, please know that we're not coming from a place of hate. We apologize if we said anything that was offensive in any kind of way. We always try to talk about both sides of the situation. We're never just going to take one side. And we will always condemn force in Islam. We will always condemn cruelty. We will always condemn the actions of people that are being harsh towards other people just because they don't follow certain religious rules. Yeah. And we will always condemn what happened to Masa Amini. We will always condemn what is happening to all the other women that are being abused in the name of religion.
100%.
And not just through the government, from their peers, from their parents, from every single person that they have to like get forced or shamed by. We will condemn the actions of people that are also telling women to take their niqab off and their hijab off. So we condemn all of that, guys. All we want to do on our page is spread love and positivity. And those of you guys that know us know that that's what we want to do.
That's what we do.
So,
yeah,
like, we just want to like put it out there.
Who'll be for president? Skylar, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant you shifa. I mean, guys, please keep Skylar in your duas.
I don't think I could ever be president.
keep Skylar in your duas. Keep her in your prayers that she feels better. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant you shifa. Ameen. And guys, we appreciate it. Please understand that our intention in the other video was good. We were just sharing the different perspectives on oppression as we mentioned earlier in the live. So it's okay if you guys disagree, but please understand we're not making the video to only talk about ourselves. We're not selfish like that. We're just sharing a different perspective that non-Muslims won't understand unless we explain it to you.
Exactly. Anyway, guys, until next time, Assalamu alaikum. Love you all.